everybody? What's going on? Nerd of the 90s here, and I just came back from watching Godzilla King of Monsters, and I seen why it's at 40% out of 100 on Rotten Tomatoes from the critic side, but from the fan side, it's like 86 or 85% right now. And I see why, because fans absolutely love this movie, and there's some that didn't like it at all, the other 15%. And I'm kind of in between both right now, because all I can say is this: it's a great watch, and that's all I gotta say. But that's not gonna be the end of my review, so let's begin. So, Godzilla King of Monsters, directed by Michael Daughtry. And I'm gonna improvise these characters all in one hit, so hope you guys fully understand. Kyle Chandler, Vera Farmiga, Millie Bobby Brown, Charles Dance, Zhang Ziyi, Sally Hawkins, Aishi Hudson, Bradley Whitford, Thomas Middleditch, and O'Shea Jackson Jr. I'm going to have to fit all of these in because I don't want to leave these people behind too, so hope you guys are cool with it. So yeah, is this an improvement from Kong Skull Island and from Godzilla 2014? Yes, but at the same time, no. So let's talk. The story, well, it picks off exactly right where it left off from Godzilla 1. We get to see like nearly the destruction of what happened in San Francisco, and we get to see a family, which is actually Mark Russell, his wife Emma Russell, and his daughter Madison Russell, who was very little, but they're looking for their child, and their child ends up being missing from the destruction of San Francisco, pretty much confirming that the child's dead. All thanks to Godzilla and to both Muno. And after that, we see that years have passed by. The mom still mourns for the son, and they have been living separately. They divorced each other, and after that we get to see like what they've been doing. The father is out taking wolf pictures, and the mother is still working with Monarch, believe it or not, which is a huge twist. And then her daughter also pretty much is part of it too, and after that she starts doing experiments on monsters, and we get to see her experimenting Mothra, and then after that we get to see more of the story go in throughout until Tywin Lannister, or should I say Alan Jonah, comes in and pretty much just start completely wreaking havoc and wants to become Thanos. Yeah, that's about it. And that's the story. And after that, we get to see, like, you know, all the characters reunited too, like Dr. Ishiro and also Sally Hawkins playing her character back again here. We get to see, like, you know, what the government wants to be planning on doing with these monsters, eliminating them, and at the same time, some of them want to do balance, and the other ones want to pretty much just try to at least do something in order for it to, like, be like that. And the story is a bit convoluted because it's just, let's just say, monsters are evil, human beings need to be extinct, and the monsters need to pretty much take over the planet. And I'm like, really? So yeah, the story is flippity floppity foo. We're gonna put this all in one hit, so we're gonna push both of these in here. So Dr. Mark Russell, Dr. Emma Russell, and Madison Russell, played by Kyle Chandler, Vera Farmiga, and Millie Bobby Brown. The family, here's the thing, it focuses too much on them though, because seeing how much they pretty much just separated themselves after, like, you know, the death of the son. And we see them pretty much just do their own thing, though. The mom and the daughter are pretty much experimenting, like, you know, doing Mothra. And then the father is out there pretty much taking pictures of wolves and pretty much just, you know, living apart from his wife and his daughter. And also we get to see, like, you know, the family problems and all that stuff. The reunions happen, but then after that they just completely split. They have another family reunion and then they kind of split again. It's let's just say it's family issues. Family issues in a Godzilla movie, so I understand the levity because it wants to give levity to the movie, but it does what it does. So, also, I am divided. So, they do their part. Kyle Chandler plays a pretty cool character because he does want to get things done. He hates Godzilla for what he's done to his son, and I agree. You know what? I agree. Losing a son from a beloved one from a giant titan monster, it's sad, but still. Also seeing, like, you know, focusing a little bit more on the family than the monsters. Even though it does focus on the monsters a lot, which we'll get to in a little bit, though. For Tywin Lannister, I mean Alan Jonah, played by Charles Dance. I'll say this. He plays a really good villain in this one. But his motivation Seriously, dude? You want to wipe humanity with these kaiju monsters? And also, what's so cool is that he has another monster, which we already know it's... With that monster, he wants to pretty much just do balance in the world. But here's the thing. King Ghidorah is not a joke. We'll get to that later on. But Tywin Lannister, or should I say Alan Jonah, played by Charles Dance. Yeah, sort of. So he does what he does best, exactly how the way he did in Game of Thrones. But so let's get to the supporting cast. Well, we're almost there. So Jackson Barnes, played by O'Shea Jackson Jr. He was actually just there, just to pretty much like listen to all what the commander says and pretty much just do what he can in order for to restore, at least help out with monsters and stuff like that. And even though he's kind of less expendable, so yeah. Diane Foster, she does her best. What kind of sucks though is that we kind of learned what actually happens to her fate here though, which is pretty crazy though. And also we get to see other characters too. The supporting cast, here's the thing too. I really like it that the AT&T guy, at least now, he's in a huge AAA budget movie, which is Godzilla. Here, he does a really good job, though. But in the end, let me ask you this, guys. I know many of you guys out there really want to see, humans, interacting with each other. And that's cool. But at least what I can say here, though, is that the supporting cast does as much as they can in order to keep this movie going and stuff like that, and at least give us sense of motivation, motion, and all that sorts. And that's about it too. And then also we got a new character introduced here for the very first time, which is Dr. Eileen Chan. And she does play another character too, though, from the past, but we get to see snippets of it. She pretty much is influenced from seeing how the way Godzilla has pretty much been a part of her life. Her mother, her grandmother actually, at least gives her the motivation to pretty much become just like them, experiencing monsters, and also seeing the kaiju pretty much turn into life. And also it's really cool for her though, because it's quite an amazing experience though, but it's quite the tragedy too, because seeing what the monsters do though is pretty devastating too. And also we're going to talk about Dr. Ishiro. Let me ask you this, Ken Watanabe, he was absolutely great in this movie. And same thing too with Sally Hawkins playing on his side too. I just gotta say, he actually does have he has a huge role here, and then also it does give much more emotion in this movie due to what happens to him in this movie, and also giving motivation to pretty much everybody to at least forgive what the kaiju do and then kaiju does and everything like that. And let's just say the supporting cast, yeah. Alright, so here comes the big part and the good part of the movie, which is the positive. Godzilla and Mothra. I'm fusing them in. Godzilla looks absolutely freaking cool in this movie, and he has more screen time, or a little bit more than, should I say, from Godzilla 2014. I'm going to fix this here. In my previous Godzilla review, I said Godzilla had 20 to 25 minutes of screen time. No, he didn't. He had 10 minutes. I calculated it, and I looked it up, and yeah, he only had 10 minutes here. Here, he has a little bit more screen time, and wow, how the way Godzilla looks, he looked amazing, though. And then the fights between Godzilla and King Ghidorah was absolutely awesome, too. And then also Mothra was introduced immediately in the very beginning too, just like Godzilla did. What happened in the very beginning too. Mothra looks really cool, even though we only get to see the beginning Mothra, and then we see it halfway through, and then at the very end, nearly at the final act, we see Mothra having more screen time. But at least we got what we got too, because Mothra and Godzilla, awesome, amazing. They looked absolutely great, and how the way Mothra opens its butterfly wings, it was really good, and it was beautiful, and when that music hits, it's just amazing too. And then the references too from the Godzilla theme, Mothra's theme, it's awesome, and it's good to see too. King Ghidorah. King Ghidorah is not a joke. King Ghidorah is not to be messed with at all. And Godzilla and King Ghidorah going at each other was absolutely great, though. But King Ghidorah, I didn't even know much about King Ghidorah because I don't know much about the lore of Godzilla. But King Ghidorah pretty much is the definition of crazy weather effects that happens throughout, especially with hurricane, lightning striking everywhere. And King Ghidorah, believe it or not, when I saw it, it scared the crap out of me. I was like, damn, King Ghidorah, you look terrifying. And I will say that too. King Ghidorah looked absolutely amazing, and the CGI looked great, and it had a lot of screen time too, much more than Godzilla, like minus like a couple of minutes though. Also, Rodan, when it was introduced nearly halfway through the movie, wow, that entrance though, and that freaking craziness that Rodan did, especially with those wings filled with fire. That is one of the most insane moments that has happened when Rodan got introduced. And wow, Rodan caused a lot of havoc too, just like King Ghidorah. But Rodan is pretty much does like fire damage, while King Ghidorah pretty much just causes a huge hurricane around. And it's pretty insane. And also, it's also being messed with. King Ghidorah and Rodan, amazing. As for the action and CGI, okay, let's start with the positive though. The action immediately starts like in the very beginning. Like, it doesn't start in the beginning. We get to see what happens like in the aftermath of Godzilla 2014. Mothra causing damage, or should I say Mothra pretty much being awakened from its cocoon, and we get to see Godzilla pretty much just waking up in the water while it's pretty much like, you know, like giving itself energy to at least fight back. And then the other one too, King Ghidorah and Godzilla going against each other, round 1, round 2. I can't even keep going because the action was amazing though. And the CGI looks beautiful though, and the destruction of everything else too, and it's beautiful. But what sucks here is that here are the cons. While the action happens, it goes, let's just say here's the kaiju monsters, and then the kaiju monsters, they're fighting against each other, and after that it just goes to the humans, back to the kaiju monsters, humans, kaiju monsters, humans. It does that at times. It doesn't do that much in the beginning, but it was quite the fight though, because you get to see the fight in the background. But I want to see it up close though, and how the way it looked like from a distance, I was like, oh, that looks cool. King Ghidorah and Godzilla in that one shot looked really cool, especially when they were in Antarctica. But it focused too much too on, like, you know, the humans, and then the daughter, and then the father, and the wife. It just kept on, like, you know, shifting back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And it would have been cool if they would have got that right. But you know what? At least you give it what you have. And also, last thing too, I don't want to give out a spoiler though, but it's a bit of a minor though. Don't expect King Kong at all. Or should I say Kong? Which kind of sucks. But all I can say is this movie worth watching. Yes, go watch it. If you're a huge Godzilla fan, you'll like it. You'll sometimes hate it because it does a lot of back and forth. This does give fan service for some fans, though. I gotta put my combo back. And it does what it does. But right now, is this an improvement with Godzilla 2014 and also Kong Skull Island? Yes, but at the same time, no. I gave Godzilla 2014, the day I watched, a 6 out of 10, but then now, after rewatching it, it's like a 7 out of 10. And then Kong Skull Island, it was a 7 to an 8, after rewatching it again on Sunday, though. This one, I am stuck between a 7 or a 6. It's really tough, guys, because I like this movie, but at the same time, I'm a little divisive on this, because it's... You know what? I'm going to have to go with a 7 out of 10. It's a great movie. It's a great watch. It just focuses too much on the family situations. And while Godzilla and King Ghidorah are fighting each other in the background, we get to see it focus on the family trying to find this situation. And then also while Rodan pretty much kind of takes a bit of a backseat. And same thing with Mothra, though. Mothra kind of takes a bit of a backseat, though, too. And yeah, Mothra does what she can, but in the end, it's what it is. And also, some of the motivations from the characters, which is Tywin Lannister, or should I say Alan Jonah, was completely stupid, dumb, generic. And you know what? Here's the thing. At least Thanos had a better plan, even though restoring that balance with Infinity Stones. But here, letting monsters pretty much take over the world and just let everybody just pretty much just die and run extinct. To me, it's kind of stupid, though, and a dumb motivation, too, because here's the thing. Who would stop the monsters? Seriously. I know Godzilla can, but at the same time, the monsters pretty much... Some monsters can be good, though, but at the same time, they wouldn't care. They just, like, you know, make their planet Earth their home, and that's about it. So, yeah. That's about it. Anyways, guys, I'm ending the review here. I'm going to California. As of today's video, I'm going to California tomorrow. I don't know. I want to do my next marathon, as you guys saw in my previous video that I'm going to be doing the X-Men movies. But I don't know how I'm going to do it because it's going to be very difficult, too, because I have to take my notebook here where I do my notes. I'm going to be taking this camera phone with me, but who knows about my sister's Wi-Fi because it kind of sucks over there, too. So, I don't know. I'll see what I can do. And also, I'm going to try my best to do my Fortnite review. And I'm going to be recording videos over there, too, so I can give you guys snippets of, like, you know, I'm going to be doing the review next Wednesday or next Thursday, around those days, because I'm going to be doing a lot of editing, so you guys can pretty much be happy that I'm going to be doing that, too. So, well, I'm done, guys. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care, everybody. Godzilla's approaching the generator. The generator is losing power. Angry Joe, hit it!
The generator is losing power.
The generator is losing power. Godzilla is approaching the generator. The generator is losing power. Godzilla is approaching the generator. The generator is losing power. Godzilla is approaching the generator. The generator is losing power. Godzilla is approaching the generator. The generator is losing power.